Hello drinkers, welcome to the Whisky Ranger Reviews. Today's bottle of choice is Deanston Virgin Oak Cask Strength. Let's check it out. So, let's pour a drop of the Deanston Virgin Oak Cask Strength Highland Single Malt Scotch Whisky, bottled at 58.5%. Spicy. Okay, Deanston. I've been wanting to try this for a while. I've had it a few weeks. I've already spent a little bit of time with it, as you can see by the fill level there, but never mind. I've tried a couple of the Deanstons, the regular releases before, really liked those, so I thought I really should try the Cask Strength. A little bit of information from the bottle before we proceed. So Deanston Highland Single Malt Scotch Whisky Virgin Oak Cask Strength 2023 edition batch 1, 58.5%, and then in little writing just on the side of the label there we've got non-chill filtered and no added colour. So we spoke a little bit about that in the last video. So no artificial colouring has been added to this whisky. The colour of that whisky is purely from the maturation in the barrels that they've used to age the whisky. The whisky has also not gone through a chill filtration process, which is a process that a lot of single malt whisky distilleries in general in Scotland put their spirit through. They believe that it gives a more uniform appearance and product. In effect, it is said to be responsible for taking out some of the flavour profiles of the whisky, some of the oils that are found in the whisky, but I think it can be debated. Whisky that doesn't go through the chill filtration process can go cloudy over time, but it doesn't impact the flavour at all. A cloudy whisky still drinks the same as a clear whisky, in my opinion. So that's enough about that. So the Deanston distillery is located in Perthshire in the Highlands of Scotland. I think it's been there since around 1966, and it runs alongside the River Teith, which is the main water source for the distillery to make the whisky. River Teith, or Teith, T-E-I-T-H, however you want to pronounce it. That's the water source for the distillery. When the spirit comes off the still, the spirit then is placed into ex-bourbon barrels, so barrels that Deanston have had brought over from the States that have previously had bourbon whisky inside them. The bottling and Deanston don't specify how long the whisky stays in those barrels, but once it's finished in those barrels, they empty it out of those and place it into a secondary type of barrel, which is a virgin American oak cask. So they're American barrels that have not had any liquid inside them at all. They're brand new. The spirit then goes into those barrels, and it does specify on the label that the spirit is in the second barrel for at least 12 months. So it's got a secondary age process of 12 months in virgin oak casks, which will influence the whisky greatly with a lot of the flavour profiles, like the caramels and the honeys and the oaky flavours that'll come from the wood as it's aging. So as I say, it's cask strength, so emptied out of the cask after the maturation process and then bottled at 58.5%. I really like this. I've wanted to try this for a while. I've got stuck into it. I've poured myself a little dram, so we're going to have another go at it as well, and I'll just give you my thoughts on what I think this whisky delivers. So it's a lovely colour. It's a lovely, maybe just shy of amber, maybe golden. I'd say it's more of a golden colour there. As I say, 100% from the barrels, nothing artificial here. Let's get stuck in. Now, just a word of warning, with any cask strength whisky, just be quite mindful when nosing and tasting. Some of them can be like rocket fuel. This, considering it's a cask strength, is quite mellow. But even so, we still need to take us time with it. So, on the nose, caramel, honey, get that American oak influence there, a little bit leathery. The oak signature's there, the American influence signature is there. Wood spice, cinnamon. Yeah, some really nice nose influence going on there. Let's give it a taste. Now this whisky, considering it's 58.5%, drinks really clean. It's really crisp. It's very easy to drink, even though the intensity is there with the alcohol content. It's well-made spirit. It's really, really nice to drink. Nice mouthfeel, coats the whole of your mouth. The oils are there, covering all aspects of your tongue. It's got quite a thick, rich sort of consistency there. Then you get a burst of fruit. Citrus, crisp apple. I get a hint of pear, but it's not fresh pear, it's more like tinned pears. When you buy tinned pears, the syrup that's inside there, there's a little bit of that there as well. As the finish starts to take hold, and you've swallowed the whisky and you've got the remainder of the vapours in your mouth, the citrus stays, the honey's there, the spices is still tingling there on the tongue. It's very smooth, really nice to drink. And then there's a little bit of a salty, there's a little touch of salt at the very end as well, only small, but really interesting. I really like this. I would always advise that you try any whisky by adding a little bit of water. Some people like to use ice. I'm going to just add a couple of drops of water into this and give it just a little swirl, because this will now alter the whisky itself. It'll start to move some of the oils around inside there and can give you some different flavour profiles. So we'll go in with the nose again. Yeah, it really opens up that citrus on the nose. I didn't get the citrus too much on the nose initially, but it does open up with the water slightly. Yeah. Let's go in with a taste. Gets me on the side of the tongue a little bit more with the water. Really good. With the water, there's an increase on the apple, crisp apple influence. The spices there. Again, we've got the tingling on the tongue. And the finish seems to sit there a little bit longer, rather than dissipating as quickly as it did before. Just goes to show, by just adding a few drops of water, you can pinpoint a few little extra flavour profiles if you take your time with it. It's all about spending a little bit of time with a bottle, have a notepad and pen, make some notes. If you really want to get into the differences in types of whisky and the different flavour profiles that you can pick out, some whiskies really surprise me now with some of the things that you can pinpoint that remind you of tastes that you've had before. I remember a whisky once that we tried, I think it was a bourbon from somewhere in America. All I could taste on it were cola cubes, the old-fashioned cola cube sweets in a whisky. So just take your time, look for the variety, rather than just shopping at the supermarket for your regular 40%. brands that everybody knows and it's always available in the supermarket. Have a look at some of the online whisky providers and spirit providers, because you'll find some really good bargains. Speaking of price, I paid £60 for this bottle, which I think is pretty good for a 58.5% cask strength, limited release, single malt. Worth every penny. I really enjoy this. If you enjoy it, if you've enjoyed watching this video, please let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, let me know if there's any whiskies that you want me to try on this channel. I've got one or two to be going through, so bear with me. But just want to say thank you. Thank you for joining me on this tasting today. I'll see you down the road.